What it do? It's the two, Master Chief Wizzy and my boy Gus.
What it does, what it doesn't.
Woo!
Road to 500 episodes on Scary House Podcast.
We did.
We're around, we're back.
We're very close. Another
We're
two. Actually, I don't even know what number it's going to be at that point. Yeah, two something.
But we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with a very special guest. Again, actually.
Yes.
With a very special guest.
On the roll of special guest.
Someone who's wanted to speak to you guys for the longest time.
Yeah, that's true.
She's been begging, kicking, screaming,
shout, everything.
Crying, everything. You would
complaining.
At times you would think there was a funeral in my WhatsApp chat.
If you guys heard the voice note she sent us, also just crying.
Like,
you
know, a lot was going on, but she's here now.
Our future
Chief Justice.
Yes, sir.
The future Chief Justice.
The one and only.
Yes.
Katongo Bwalya.
Hi. Hi. Oh my God. You guys, thanks.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Scary Hours.
Finally.
Mm-hmm.
Only took you guys 3 years, but no one's counting.
So you're counting. Okay. Since you've been counting.
Okay, first of many.
Yes.
Yeah.
But since you've been counting, tell us, what was the first episode you heard?
Yeah, real.
Do you know what? I started watching you guys from Extraordinary Gentlemen, and from that time,
that is crazy.
I was like, I really need to get on an episode. I just like your vibe, you guys. Like, it's very chill. Like, the conversation's always like really real, flowing. Like, 100%. I'm gonna clock it for no reason.
Nah, but there's a reason. There's a reason there.
That's real. No, I appreciate it, man. And thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
For those who may not know about Katongo, which is many because she keeps it that way, which is I wanted to even ask you about, actually. The first question I even ask you is, you are such a private person, at least on the internet, but you want to speak on the internet. Please explain
how does that work?
How that makes sense.
I'm not private. I think the problem, I'm a very deep hand. It's a challenge.
No, go for it.
Let's go. This is the platform.
So like Instagram, started with Instagram. I felt like a lot of pressure. Like, my personality is very bubbly and playful.
Yeah.
Now the internet, I feel like to be, I don't want to commodify myself, but to be, I think, commercially viable for the internet, you need to have a certain aesthetic and a certain content. I think I was more like into like very thoughtful content, but then I also wanted like numbers, and I also wanted to be like the girlies that get attention, but that's not my personality. I'm like not very like sexy, like, you know, the whole sex appeal type of thing. Like, I'm just very playful, so I just felt like I don't really fit into the mold. I don't want to change myself, so I'm just like gonna pull back and like I'll engage in a controlled fashion. So this is very controlled, so I don't have to be anything that I'm not. Yeah,
that's fair.
And like, people will vibe with it, and like, it's really cool. But like, if I post a picture like doing Power Rangers, stuff I used to do, like, it just looks childish. I'm 30.
But like, I think it also depends who you're talking to. Some people find like funny and playful sexy.
I was gonna
like,
say.
you know what I mean? Like, it depends who it is. Like, that's something that a lot of people like.
But it's like niche. It's like niche. It's not mainstream. Like,
that's true.
Yeah.
But so that's what you were sort of
wanted,
like.
I'm like, because it's like, now I said like question myself, like, oh, what's like wrong with me? Because then it's like, it's like a yard.
Because of Instagram.
Yes. I would feel so bad.
That's crazy.
So insane.
That's crazy.
I told you I'm a people pleaser.
That's crazy.
So like, external validation is very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that still the same?
Yeah.
Like right now? Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
So guys, please don't be like very mean, like in the comments.
No, they're like lovely people. Actually, they're lovely people in the comments.
These are good people.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I would never think that, because you also come across very self-aware.
I am.
In fact, for you to even be able to say that, right?
Yeah.
That you can notice that about yourself shows like a serious level of self-awareness.
I am really self-aware. I do try.
So how does then now an external voice manage to affect you?
I mean, I guess I'm aware of like how important, how much value I attach to external voices. Like, I need to manage it. I mean, I have tried to practice like unlearning that aspect of my personality. I don't think you need to be trapped in who you think you are. You can redefine yourself. Yeah. So now like I practice, okay, you know, it's not really important, but like the effort that it takes me to like disassociate from a comment is just like way too much effort. So I'd rather like not have to give myself that labor. Yeah.
So talk about like the way you sort of like practice that, trying to disassociate, trying to like get over that? What are sort of your methods towards that?
I speak about it from like a professional context. I think that's where I've suffered it the most.
Yeah, because your work is serious.
You're very serious.
Yeah. I'm a lawyer. Hi.
Yeah, she's a lawyer, big time. If we didn't mention it already at the beginning. Big story this side.
Yeah. So when I came back from uni,
She even came in a lawyer car.
If you know, you know.
We all know what car
Blue
lawyers drive.
I can't believe I found myself in a stereotype. It was not intentional.
What cars lawyers
You're
drive.
lawyers.
But yeah, anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So I came back from uni. I did my uni in SA, came back to work here because I loved Mr. Sangwa, you guys. Oh, I still love him. He's my dad, work dad. But yeah.
I was going to say, like, what was your dad?
Yeah, he really loves me. He wanted to adopt me. It's quite deep. Yeah. I want to be a politician now. I'm sorry. But yeah, so when I came back,
crazy.
Really wanted to work for him, got the job at their firm, but like it was very abrasive. Like they were cutthroat, they were mean. I mean, they always told me I'm really smart, they like my work, but like to train you, like they strip you out completely. And that was really hard for me. And so like my boss, it's like 21, and then your boss is like, this is rubbish, you're lazy. So I needed to see a therapist, and she was telling me, she's like, well, look, you have to be logical. So if you have anxiety, people-pleasing tendencies, a lot of your thought processes are illogical, and you sound like you've got logic and you can reason. So she's like, so try to rationalize how you're processing the information. So if someone tells you you're lazy and it's 9 p.m. and you get off at 5, doesn't sound like you're lazy, like you're overextending yourself. Like sit to yourself and like try to process things logically. So that's what I do. I sit down and I sit with a comment. I break it down and say, okay, how fair was it? Can I do something about this? Would it hurt me if someone tells me, oh, Katongo, I don't like your braids, I don't think they suit you? I would take offense, but later, if they have a point, like I could just, okay, next time tell them, okay, maybe not brown, let me do black because that suits maybe your complexion better, it brings out your color. Like, so like not to take it as a personal attack and say, oh, but that other girl, she did brown braids. No,
you're okay.
Oh, shucks.
You're okay.
There you go.
At reverse. Yeah. I do reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you didn't see the character's eye, it's your fault.
Yeah, sorry.
Do rewind.
You guys were just listening. Go watch on YouTube.
Yeah, go watch. I'm sorry.
You guys are so childish. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a lawyer car. We know that one.
But
there's no lawyer in the country
that doesn't drive that one. It's not possible.
It's like insane.
And I hear that you're even upgrading this year to the latest model.
She even tried to sell it to us. The same one she's driving. It's your clock.
But yeah, so like not take it like deep. So I'll be like, before I would be like, oh, but how come that girl she looks nice in like colorful braids? I don't look nice. There must be something wrong with me. Like, so now, you see, like I'm just like irrational, honestly. So like trying to rationalize the thought process. Yeah, control it. In short, that's what I do now. Yeah.
I like that it's a good sort of way to actually get into what we're supposed to talk about today.
Right? Yeah, it's perfect.
Because we have not started on the topic at all. You essentially...
Very good segue.
Yeah, it's a very good segue. Essentially, what we're speaking about today is something you care about deeply, clearly. Because you sent a 3-hour voice note.
These are lies.
Speaking about
okay,
it.
fine, like 2 hours, 30 minutes.
I care about it minutely, by the way.
And that's why you're sitting here. That's because you care about it minutely.
You did your makeup from 12 to 3 p.m.
The evidence is there, by the way.
Did new lashes.
Fake news.
The braids even there. You did
Made sure the outfit was iron
pressed. Even the car got fuel today. She said, I can't miss.
Who the hell?
Because you care about something minutely.
Come on.
Allegedly. And I think it's a very interesting topic, and we always say with Wezi rather, that we need sometimes a female perspective on our serious sort of topics. Like when you tend to have a serious social topic, like what we're going to talk about, we just tend to keep it like amongst ourselves. But it would be very interesting to hear from like a woman around our age about what her thoughts and perspective may be on essentially what is the lack of perspective amongst young people.
Yeah.
For international listeners, this will predominantly be in a Zambian context.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you won't learn anything.
Real.
You probably will learn something.
Might
But,
relate to your to
where you're
wherever
from,
you
yeah.
are. Yeah, your environment.
but essentially the sort of gist or the premise is speaking about how, people look on Instagram, like you've said. I mean, you've experienced it literally.
Yeah.
They look on Instagram and be like, this guy's 24 years old. He's driving a car like this, or he's buying all these kinds of things for his partner. Why am I not like that? Even though you may work 10 or whatever, 20 times harder. I always say context is important.
Mhm.
Yes.
You have no idea what family these people are born into, all those
Facts.
kinds of things as well. But again, even then, I've caught myself speaking about it from a guy's perspective.
Right.
For women, it's completely different. And we can only speculate. We're not
Yeah,
women. We've
yeah.
never opened Instagram like, okay, this babe, like, I wish I was her.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Do you know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes the car, you'll be like, okay, that car, maybe.
Eish.
Like, that
Yeah.
car. But I think that's as far as it goes. So, yeah, I think we can start from there. So the voice note you sent was essentially, you feel like young people don't have enough perspective on like what success means or like what it even looks like, or they're not defining it properly. So maybe if you could start from there.
Defining success, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like there's a problem with the definition of it or what it looks like?
I think there's a problem with what it looks like now, and that's mainstream, because I think success is relative as well. Yeah, because some people, success is just having a family, and it doesn't matter in what context. Like if I have my wife, my kids, and like I can provide the basics, they go to school, it's enough.
Right.
Other people, like they want it all. I want like a flashy, I want to take a holiday, all of that jazz. Some people, it's being by myself, just having agency. Like I'm a woman, I'm 30, I live on my own, I pay my own bills, it's enough. But I think what success looks like now, and so that's why it can be like kind of like a mind fuck, because also I feel like we're living in an echo chamber now, because
100%.
everybody, no one's really speaking about it. Like it's like the elephant in the room. But then you have like young men and women who like are like seemingly successful because they have a lot of material wealth. Yeah.
And sometimes not even have, they just appear
to have
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so like social media, I guess that's where it's also we need to have a bit of like logic. It's like, yeah, because it's an illusion. So also being able to be sensitive to the fact that, I'm just putting out here the stuff I want you to see. But anyway, it's there and like it's constantly bombarding you. And for me, I was thinking, I'm like, I'm grafting, man. Like,
Yeah, no, I hear this one.
Every morning, 6 o'clock, you're getting off after 9. And it's not really cutting. Like, if I'm going to go,
it's not cutting at all.
But Johannesburg, just Livingston, like, I got a plan.
Right.
People are catching flights every day. Like, it's nothing. And I'm like, so for me, maybe that's what success looks like. But my issue is, I think success should come with some form of agency and responsibility and independence. But what we have now is,
I like that,
people that are comfortable, and because you're comfortable, you mistake it for independence. So I live on my own.
Well said. Yeah, clock that one.
Bars.
Yeah.
So I live on my own.
That's a bar.
I'm independent, but are you really independent? Because who are the sponsors, right? And it just applies for men and women, even if it's your parents. Because I also think some parents are not assisting their kids with developing the tools that they need to live independently. Because if you, like my mom always says this, she had like a colleague at work who, like, when your kids are done with school, buy your car, all of you. I have no problem with that. It's fine. It helps you be independent and do independent stuff. But he overcompensates, because even after that, he'll build all of them like apartments.
Right.
Yes. And so it's like, what are your kids actually working for? Because you're not teaching them the skills. That's not a realistic life, because you need to also know how to problem solve. So like when I'm an adult and I need to pay my bills and I need to plan for it. And so what happens when your parents are there? There's lots of people whose parents have died, and it's just shocking. Like these people were so rich. Like, how did they lose all this stuff? It's because you haven't equipped them with the skills that they need to live independently. So comfort creates this illusion of independence, and it's not.
Visually.
How did you just stop?
Yeah, right?
I was like,
she just looked at you like, yeah. No, I love it.
I was like, why is she looking at me?
That's my thought.
Nah, you're just okay.
She's too used to being in a courtroom. No.
Hey, just like,
I made my point, Joanna. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Yes.
Wait for the next point.
No, it's not the definition of success. It's what success looks like.
Yes.
And to you,
to me, anyway,
what is it that what is the visually? What does that look like to you personally?
As a
How
young
would you
woman.
want it? Yeah.
I think as a young African, Pan-Africanist woman, it looks like people, like young adults who are creating impact in society, who are independent, who have agency, and in a different space. It doesn't matter what you're doing, even if your whole lifestyle is just about enjoyment. But I think it must have some, like, you see, I'll say, let me say, cats, like you guys be like, you do enjoyment, right?
Yeah.
But like you can see
a lot more,
like
but yeah.
you do a lot more. Look, you guys, there's all those papers that you write, like you do a lot more. But like if people saw your mainstream social media,
100%,
they'll think all you guys is about enjoyment, but it's not in a vacuum, right? It's like I'm creating a scene for young people where they can enjoy themselves. And you guys, this is missing, and we're going to create a vibe, bring it so people can have a place where they can enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
So it's not existing in a vacuum where you just wake up without a sense of purpose. Like you need to have a sense of purpose. And I think if you're truly looking, I think we need to have a purposeful society.
Yeah.
We have a very
Purposeless one.
it's very idle.
purposeless one.
Like people I don't know Zambians, Mwelesa, maybe other countries, the people are like having purpose, but I
you know, and I think we've also spoken about this before on other episodes and with other people. The issue I feel like we have here in Zambia is this thing of there's just been too much, and it's not like a bad thing, but it is also a bad thing.
Yeah.
There's been too much peace, if I can put it like this.
not enough
there's-
adversity.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like people aren't like, there's not like a real struggle, there's not like a real
Yes.
fight like other countries or other
Yes.
places might have. And so
That's why
everyone is
immigrants
very
do
lax.
better.
Yes,
And so
100%.
people are very laxed. The only thing that people want here is the government to help them. It's never really
Yes.
like a self-push, right? It's not like, oh, I have
Yes.
to go out and do this for myself. You know,
100%,
I remember
yeah.
being in the US, for example. A lot of them didn't even care about like what the government was going to do for them. It's like the government, they're not going to do anything. It's
Facts.
just us here. It's
Yes.
us three. We're going to find a way to build this thing.
Yes.
And it's more of a long-term investment rather than
Yes.
we have to win today. You know, when
now.
money comes in, let's share it. Let's go buy a car.
Yes.
You know what I mean? No one wins from that.
No.
And so that's been
Yeah.
like the issue that I've been seeing, especially
Yeah.
when I came back from here. Everybody just
Yeah.
wants like instant gratification.
It's such a problem. I think it's even like loss of identity, because I think if you look at African societies at their core, I think Zambia in an urban setting, I think we have a lack of sense of self, because like when you said like I make money to buy myself stuff, I think a Western type of society, and I think it suits them because the society that's at their core, it's very individualistic. But for us, I think to be purposeful in society, you need to be able to have impact. And that's the only way we're going to develop. You can't always just be like, oh, like, what can government do for me? Like, what can you? So you go to a place, and even if it's as simple as feedback, you just will stop patronizing. Oh, Zambian businesses don't do well. You won't give feedback, critique, because that's also adding impact. So like, look, I've been here before. Like, maybe you might want to add this to your menu, or like they didn't have coasters. You're like, oh, this guy's, it's ghetto, it's Zambian, I'm not going to patronize it anymore. I think we need to get back to a place where we look at Ubuntu, where it's I am because we are. I think in an African context, the individual exists because of the community, and the community exists to serve the individual. They're like intertwined, and I think that's the only way we're going to get like meaningful, purposeful development.
I get that. I respect it actually. The sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? The sort of thing I think maybe that Wes is describing though is where I may have a counterpoint.
Yeah.
And it would be to say that the problem with too much of that is the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah,
it's probably
true.
what Wes is talking about, with this over-reliance in the community.
This is true.
So you
yes.
have now people who know that, I've got a safety net.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that does tend to happen. But what you are saying is 100% true. There is it's nuanced, you know, and it's obviously
not-
contextual. It's a case-by-case basis.
I think, you see, the problem is the type of government structure we have or community we're living in now is where the state is expected to do stuff. But in an African context, it's like communitarian means I have a high sense of responsibility to my community. So I can't be lax because I have a high moral obligation to make a meaningful contribution to
100%.
society. So it actually places a higher obligation of you because I'm in this society and all of our destinies are intertwined. I can't, if one person is slacking, then all of us yes.
Yeah.
So right now, what we have is just a high expectation of what can you do for me, but also a highly consumeristic, extractive model.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. That I actually think, it's like a double-edged sword.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, to be fair.
On both sides,
Yeah,
it's like
both extremes. Yeah.
And that's the unfortunate thing, because with what you were saying earlier about how success looks, it's extremes. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not like, guys, I'll say, I'm not gonna post if they drive a Honda Fit.
No.
They won't post a picture of
Yeah,
that car or standing outside that car or whatever. The second it's a Rover,
the Hilux,
Bro.
a Hilux,
the
a
Ford.
Land Cruiser, a Ford Ranger,
Yeah.
every picture, you're going to know my dashboard.
the Benzo.
Yes.
You'll even know that that's Wengo's dashboard.
Exactly.
I'm gonna post, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
100%.
100%
Yeah,
posting.
no, the digital
that Ford Ranger dashboard.
You gotta see it. You gotta see the big screen
I'm
on
not
the side.
pretending to be better than anyone here. I'm 100% posting it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the unfortunate thing, sort of like how it's extreme. So you see, like you said, maybe babes are flying out, and you'll be like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, like how much a flight costs.
Yeah.
You know how long you'd have to save,
Yes, 100%.
and you know how hard you work. You know what I'm saying? So you ask yourself, contextually speaking, or like subjectively speaking, objectively. Sorry, my bad. I used the wrong word. Objectively speaking, me and this person, she does this, I do this. You shouldn't even be doing that in the first place. But she does this, I do this.
Yeah.
Well, this is a student and I'm working. I'm working for 3, 5, 6 years. How are they able to do that?
Which time?
And unfortunately, the same community thing in Zambia, you may even know their family where they come from.
Literally, exactly.
And you'll be like, that is not...
It's not adding up.
You went to school with them even.
Bro.
Sometimes. So you'll be like, unless there's an inheritance here...
That we don't know about.
What's going on? This does not make sense. And it's so sad and unfortunate. But there's another thing I wanted to speak about, which Wesley and I have spoken about at length.
Yeah.
It's a very, very deep topic to both of us.
Yeah.
Now you're good. Don't worry.
The first thing you said is I'm a deep hand. So
Exactly. Let's dive.
Let's go. Now let's see. So our second episode ever was about how black men in particular do not have role models.
Success and role models.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because so when we see guys who have the Ford Ranger or the Hilux or the Range Rover, whatever, in a black African context, let's say that more than half the time, let's just be safe. Let's just say more than half the time, it's not necessarily legitimate. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And maybe there are assholes about it as well. So even if it is legit, maybe there are assholes.
Yes.
Because it's sort of like the crabs in the bucket thing. One makes it out.
Yes.
The rest are trying
to pull him down.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
One makes it out. And the guy who makes it out sometimes even is like, fuck you guys inside.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like, there's no sort of, like, you look and you're like, where are the guys who are like, okay, this is proper, legit? Because now you're 15, 16, 17, right? On top of that, you're on the internet.
Yeah.
You're going to think the way to do it is treat women like trash.
Yes.
I have to be an asshole to everyone.
Yeah.
I only care about myself. Like what you're saying, be extractive.
Yes.
Let me get my money, get my tender, whatever it is. I've got my money, I've got my car, fuck everyone
That's
else.
all.
That's what tends to happen. Women, and I'm treading on very thin ice here,
Better be careful.
with the rise of feminism, so to speak, and equality.
Yeah.
I'm doing this because it's artificial.
Yes.
Artificial, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend yesterday literally about how I look at some things and I'm like, appointing a woman because it's the trendy thing to appoint a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? First woman on the board, first woman to do this.
Yeah.
And like fair, and some of them are fully qualified.
Sometimes not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah.
So he was talking about, or we were talking about like how like it's almost like the new token black thing.
Yes.
How white companies say like, we'll find black guys.
Black people to put.
Exactly.
Now that there's black people in charge of something, they're saying let's find the woman.
Yes.
So like, how do you view that particular like thing, like women and the role models? Because like you've said, some may not be qualified.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's sort of like cool and trendy, or it's the thing now to push women to the forefront. I really don't think it's at the expense of men, by the way. Like, I don't think men are being left behind personally.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there is that's a conversation.
Yeah.
But women are definitely being propelled.
Yes.
100%.
100%.
That I do think is happening, and there's deliberate efforts towards it.
Yes.
So how do you view that in particular, like in a Zambian context?
Yeah, in the Zambian context, such a great question.
Globally, if you want.
This is even globally, but I'll bring it back here. I think for female role models, I think women, generally speaking, have been like really great role models. But in a corporate setup, I have a problem because it's this issue of tokenism that you speak about. And sometimes what I've seen is, you get people that are very charismatic, you know, marketing, you need like people that have a certain aesthetic. Sometimes they're not always the most competent, but they do serve a role. But I do find sometimes we suffer as women trailing behind because it's like, you give a woman a chance and then this is what they do. Because I don't think they pick from the very best of us, right? And I don't want to be cancelled, but
okay.
It's real. I think in a corporate city, a lot of people, and maybe that's where, like, as women, I've been approached by people who have told me, like, to give me work, I have to do certain things in exchange. And I think some women have fallen to it and like, you're not going to be patient. And they do get to the top, but then you can see the cracks. But then it's not their fault as well, because I'm ambitious and someone has given me, like, this is the condition for my growth and why I should have to wait. I'll take it. But then when they get there, they're not the best examples, honestly. They're not the most professional. Like, you see men and they're like, you see men look like they work so much harder. These women, they come here, all they're doing is just PR stunting all of the time. Yeah. I talk about, like, even Nelly Moti. Sorry, I'm going to drop names. But she was the first speaker, female speaker of Zambia. And I was so excited.
Speaker in the House of Parliament. So to give full context
for international people. So it was very exciting for us. And I was like, this is really, really great. Commended the president for it. But what has happened in her tenure is that she showed like an extreme bias. And I'm a UPND Kara, by the way. Okay, so I'm speaking to my people.
This one wants to put us in problem.
She's showing a bias, and maybe not say an extreme bias, but she's showing a bias. And because as women, and this is the unfair yardstick, when you show biases, emotion, people say, look, women are very emotional. That's man true. Could be equally as passionate. They'll call it passionate for a man. For a woman, she's emotional. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that's where, as a woman,
so
you
real.
need to have, you need to have tact. My mom would always tell me this, like, you must have tact. Yes. As a woman, she said, I didn't look at it as a disadvantage. You have a sense of awareness. So how you conduct yourself, you need to be strategic. I know men who are very strategic. They're able to hone emotion. And so I think that's something that we need to hone as women.
Nigga like me.
I'll go back to my example. Like Miss Nelly, she hasn't really done a good job at that. And I think the Bill 7, that was like a recent amendment to our constitution.
So you are a lawyer.
The amendment, when she went and started dancing with the UPND, like, you're supposed to show a position of impartiality. And her dancing and celebrating the bill just shows like she lacked that tact. Yes. You must just, and even if I'm not saying she's,
like, even if you agree,
I agree, but just have some tact. And because you're a woman, behind people, like, you see women, a man, you don't have a deal, but you never know. Like, he's playing poker. You see, he's like poker face. So sorry, are you guys hearing me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I think about, like, the female role. But I think, generally speaking, women have been great examples. I think we've overcome a lot of adversity to get
100%.
here. And it's like a new thing. So, like, people are in leadership now, and like, it's a trendy thing, but they will get better. The more women occupy spaces like this, we will build competence, and we're just learning and it to get better. But I think it is important to look back and critique and see how we can do better. Yeah.
And even like what you've been talking about, obviously, about how women have had a long way to go, obviously, from where things were to where they are now, especially in the context of being in Zambia, right? I guess my question now is, who have been your role models starting from the time that you were just coming up, and has that always remained the same, or has that changed over time, maybe based on more of the information that you've gained from being around them, or maybe even just like certain things that you might have heard? Like you were saying right now, right, from the speakers, like at first you're like, oh my goodness, this is great. You know what I mean? Like we finally have a woman that is actually doing this job. Always been men. And then now it's like, You might not be playing this role the way that you're meant to be playing it, you know. So it changes the way you sort of view things, you know, especially going forward. It's like, can the next person do it right? It's like, how do we then go about it to not only just appoint someone, but rightfully appoint, right? Like they need to be educated well enough in the sense of the job. I don't mean like in an education sense, but like in the job title and right in the role to do it right. So like in terms of like role models, whether male or female, who have those been for you?
I've had, you know, what's interesting is like women in my family have been my role models, and
love that.
Yes. So like,
yeah, you've mentioned your mom a couple of times already.
In the context of family, I think women, but when I look at professionally, I think it's mostly been men. And I think the reason why is I think women have, I really want to have a family one day. So like family is really important to me, but you don't see lots of successful women that have that
Families
aspect. It's like comes at, it's like success.
You think?
No, she's right. She's right.
A lot of successful women don't have families. I mean,
or small families, or if they do have, it's like a very small family.
Yeah, a lot of them, like maybe
I'll ask a question about this afterwards.
A lot of them you find they had to
I
have.
saw a hot take about this.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. So you find she's successful. Maybe she just says, okay, me, I just want to have a child because she can't find a partner. Because also it comes with like egos, especially in the African, not even just African, but I'll speak as an African. Like men, I won't call you egotistical, but this want a certain level of respect and autonomy for a woman means that I get to have more of a say. But then how we're taught to do marriage doesn't always align with a modern independent woman. So you find people that are independent women and successful don't have a husband. Maybe they don't even have kids. Some of them, maybe they'll just have a child so that they can have a child for the sake of. So I've struggled with finding like a lot of role models that are female growing up. Now there's more of them because there's lots of women running banks in Zambia now and they have husbands, they have kids. So that's different, but it's only now. But growing up, I was just looking at male role models because they look like they have they have it all in essence. Yeah.
Care to name some of them? If that's okay.
Let's see. Obviously, I mentioned Mr. Sangwa before. I really found.
But that's from a legal perspective, right?
Yeah, from a legal perspective. Yeah, because and I also had Wanawasa is the one that made me want to be a lawyer.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's my president.
Like a lot of African freedom fighters. So like Patrice Lumumba, those are my people. Steve Biko, like those are people that really inspire.
Very interesting.
You would have been one of them. They would have named something after you.
We need a different conversation off mic from this. This is interesting.
Katongo Bwalya house.
Yeah. So not really. I'm inspired by thinkers, not people that have things. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. What I wanted to ask or speak about regarding your or regarding what you were speaking about, like women and success, right?
Yeah.
So there's a conversation again I had recently with a friend of mine, and we're basically talking about the news we saw is that in South Korea, basically, they're almost like apparently on the threat of like extinction.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
even Europe now, actually.
Yeah. Low birth rates.
Yeah.
Basically low birth rates. They're not having kids.
Yes.
At a rate that can sustain their huge economy.
Yes.
And
they have a higher percentage of elderly.
Yeah,
exactly. So everyone's dying at the same time.
Yeah.
We're going to have that problem in Africa, by the way, in like a century.
Literally.
Yeah, that's true.
In like a century, because we're all young right now. But
and the birth rate is also quite low as compared to.
Yeah.
So part of that is being attributed to women being given essentially more work to do.
Yes.
They're not necessarily taking care of homes and having families. So the take we saw was a bit controversial. It was like hot in the sense that the guy was saying, basically, when you empower women in this way, financially rather, they've got no incentive to start a family.
Shucks.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They've got no incentive to start a family. So like, a man can even have 3 families.
Yes.
Yeah.
On his one side. How we do it?
I don't even know. I need to sit someone down one day and find out how
it's done. 24 hours.
And by the way,
you use them.
I'm saying it as a joke, but you get what I'm
true.
saying.
And it's also not a salary like 70p in a month.
Yeah,
it's like 5p in a month. You're like,
this households.
And like, they're all happy, by the way. You know what I mean? Like,
The kids are like
not going to school. The wives don't know.
The guy is on 11 pin a month. 3 women are grand.
Okay.
You know, it's insane. So yeah, it's obviously like a joke or it's like a hot take. But it's very interesting to see that because again, it's like, what are you trying to say? Are you saying women shouldn't work? But at the same time, like, why shouldn't they be ambitious?
Right.
It's a very, very difficult thing.
It is very difficult. Because also, I think, adding on to what you're saying, with more work, or I guess more, I don't want to call it like freedom in a sense, but I'll call it like more freedom.
It is actually autonomy. They can choose.
Yes, exactly. With more freedom also comes more experience in life, which also means you want to travel more, you want to see the world and stuff like that. And families, you know, is not really going to allow that. It's going to hold you
ask
back.
yourself to be like 9 months.
Right.
Yes.
So people are choosing.
You know what I can do in 9 months?
Exactly. Yeah. So people are choosing to leave, to travel, to experience life rather than like, oh, let me just stay home and actually like raise kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you're right. It is a very like hard balancing act there to do. Like, at what age now do you want to start a family?
Yes.
But then what happens if your life also starts later? Right? You start making money at a later age than 24, for example, or stuff like that. Then what? Do you just forget your dreams of doing whatever it is that you want to do? Maybe a business, raising a family, or traveling, or whatever.
And it's so different because niggas just think, I'm just thinking, I need shit.
Yeah.
That's the end of the conversation. Whether there's a wife or no wife in the picture. I need my, like women have so many considerations.
You have to have so many considerations.
As I've like sort of grown older and spoken to like women even who are older, they even like, there's even like an aspect of like health.
Yes.
Right.
You start thinking to yourself, can I?
Yeah.
Should I?
I mean, we have a friend that was talking about freezing eggs, for example. Whether or not that's a joke, but like, it's still something you have to think about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you want kids? And if you do, can you?
Right.
It's like so insane. It's very crazy. And at the same time, you're thinking, I'm progressing in my career. I'm becoming more and more successful.
Yeah.
Do I even have time to pause this a bit? Or not even pause, slow down.
Yeah.
It's very, very like insane. You know, and then you've got people like you who are, when they were 24, they're looking on Instagram and saying that there's someone living in a 5-bedroom that's in Mama Park.
But to sort of like flip all this around, and this is actually the question to you, how would you advise, I guess, young women sort of getting into this space of their careers or whatever it is to, I guess, think more level-headed about things, especially again, like we've been talking about social media and the kind of impact that it has on people, right? Male and female. And obviously you spoke about your own personal interaction with it and sort of how it's affected you. What kind of like advice would you sort of give as to the ladies that are 20-year-olds that are thinking maybe they also want to be lawyers as well? You know, maybe there's so much. I was actually gonna say, even in the profession in particular, I've met some people who want to be lawyers because it looks like a cool thing to do. Yeah, a lot actually.
Because like, they want to drive the car that's parked outside.
So sad. I didn't buy my car, by the way.
Still drive it.
Yeah. But it must tell you, like, the reality is, as a young lawyer, you really won't be able to afford those cars, honestly. But yes, coming back to the question, I don't think I'm competent enough to give advice to anyone.
Okay, to yourself. Okay, 20-year-old Katongo, like right now, 10 years ago, sorry, what would you say?
I think, maybe when I was younger, I was very locked in on like being like hyper independent. I think what we need to have now is caution, like with modern feminism. I don't want to say it's a bad thing, but I do think a lot of people look back, and I think we when you're young, everything looks so far away, but youth is really fleeting. When they say it's like it goes quickly, and for women, we have to acknowledge the limitations of our biology. So I think looking back, then I always said I want to get married. If I get married, I can get married when I'm 40. Like I want to like be able to, because marriage will be a limitation to me. I think maybe society will have to change in the sense that young men now need to be groomed to understand what a modern family looks like, and it's like a shared responsibility, both financially and domestically. So like you can't leave the burden of the work on a woman, because what people will say, like I would look and say, this person that's married at my age starting work, so after this she's going to go home and have to cook for her husband. I like can never be me. You know, but now I'm like, oh, I wish I can go and cook for my own man, but hi darling, anyway.
I'm so finished. Shout out to Mr.
Shout out.
Yeah, so I think looking back, what I would say is have a more balanced view and have a more honest conversation with myself, because family is important. I think a lot of us love our families.
Yeah.
And for women, that maternal, not everyone's like that. I acknowledge that. But for the bulk of us, I think that maternal side of us is really important. So I think, just have a balanced view. Look for partners that can complement you and grow together. But I think we shouldn't put off having a family and look at it as a limitation, because it's not always a limitation. There's people, my mother, I'll give her as an example.
Shout out moms.
Yeah.
Like my dad was so supportive. Like she left when I was 3 to do her master's, and he stayed home with my brother and I. Like he
Your dad's around here.
dude, and those days it was nappies. Everyone talks about how he would wash our nappies. Like
Crazy.
like he would on Saturday he'll hang like full of and like he did that for her so that she can go off and thrive. And like there she is, she's like doing really, really great. And I think that's where you look at how like partnership matters. So it's not a limitation. Everyone would say like, so she was able to have a family, I think we're good kids.
You try.
We try.
Yeah.
And so I think like the initial examples we had they were learning, and it's like a tough place, because I also see it at work. Like my bosses would be like, why do you want to get married? That's just a waste of time. For women, it's a and it's because they're exploiting the labor. Because if I'm gonna have
that
to.
does not improve shareholder value.
No, it doesn't. Exactly. So it's 6 months of paid leave. So and then she gets married. How many kids is she going to have to want? And I remember like my boss once looking in the office said, the first girl that got married is like, ish, so many women in here. So she's going. She's going.
The next. Yeah.
So women are straddling between starting a family and my career, because I might be looked at as lazy if I take time off to go take my kid to under 5. And that's where like a balance,
man.
right? A husband can also take his kid. Like, so if you're both working, like this month I'll take the kid, you next month you take the kid. Like you can share the responsibility. And then it doesn't look like women are slacking off of work. Although like a lot of the time, I think we also take advantage as women, because we just take Mother's Day for the sake of just taking it. My mom's just like, don't do that. She always told me, Katongo, please don't be one of the girls that just takes Mother's Day for like, yes, some people do have real struggles, but don't just because then you start to like perpetuate the stereotype that women, they're just lazy, and we're not just lazy, but we do like tend to look like a cost for, because at the end of it's a profit making organization. So like if you're going to play with the boys, you gotta go harder.
True. No, I like what you're saying. And to be honest, you really said the right thing in terms of, well, one, times are changing, right? So that means you guys were obviously forced to change with the times, while the guys sort of haven't, in terms of the views on family, right? Like you were saying.
That's true.
And so while the ladies are thinking, wait, I actually have to go out after work, take care of the family, cook, XYZ, and some, again, like you were saying, might not have a problem with it, but you find that the guys are still stuck in times where it's like, that's your role.
Yes.
And that's what it's supposed to be, right? And
that's a crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. I don't believe in that way. I don't believe it in that way. I think it should always be a partnership, like you've been saying, right? Like you need to know your partner, and the person that you're with needs to complement you in the right way. You know what I mean? And if they don't, then there's always going to be an imbalance in some form of, whether it's financially, whether if it's just like help or whatever it is. Yeah, you know what I mean? And so you're right in terms of having some kind of form of education, especially for the guys. I don't know what that looks like right now, but I guess maybe it does start with the family, like with the dads obviously passing it down, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But like you first need to be the dad that does it for it to be passed down. Point, which is a very hard thing in an African context. Because
I was going to say, like, even that example you're providing of your parents, there's a lot of similar instances where they'll just ship the kids to another, maybe
to
grow up with your grandmother. Yeah, exactly.
And that was what
but
everyone
like the fact that he did it himself.
Yeah. He always said that. They always said, take them to my granny's house. My gran wanted us to go there, but they said, no, we're just going to do it. And we want to raise our own kids. But yeah, like, I don't know, and it's not just education for young men, it's also education for us young women, because as we also gain autonomy, my aunt would always, she's dead now, but she would always say, you must have tact in how you talk to a man. if you land a normal me, my bemba is bad. But you must not. She said that wakulela. Like men are like baby because they're egotistical. And this as a woman, you must understand. You must have tact. So now with independence, you feel like you can just talk like as I want to go with the man. No,
you guys this Exhibit A.
Yes, dollies of these days.
These babes of
Don't be a boss lady at home. I think Miss Ingamelo talks about that a lot.
Yeah.
Like when she goes home, she's a wife. And what it means to be a wife, I know it's like submission isn't attractive.
Shout out, Ghost.
She got straight.
She got some straight.
She got straight. Just
you hands for the 21st century.
Yeah. And that's where there's a disintegration.
But the other problem is also they are baddies. Gents are now the baddies also.
Also, gents are also baddies as well.
That's been the problem now.
Because you see, and that's why I was saying, like, you can't say there hasn't been a neglect of young men, because I think there's also been like there's also emphasis on like the girl child, that the boy child also like fell behind. I think you have to go back and remind like young men what your role is. Like you need to be a provider, and you need to invest time in them being competitive. Like for like girls,
competitive.
Yeah.
No, it's the word choice. Like the way we use competitive is
very different.
Because like now they just lacks, like, you know, girls are always top students. And like men are supposed to be like, you should have a problem with that. Like not because it's a woman, but like you must want to be a winner. Like men always want to be the best, whatever setting, even with your friends. Boys can be boys, but they're so competitive with each other. For women, like we take offense, but like men, competition is just in a healthy male context. It's very healthy. Like it
very
stimulates them to grow. So I think education on both sides for a modern family to survive needs to happen. From a female perspective, I think I need to learn how to hone submission and use it as a tool to get what I want. Because if I'm going to be effective with my man,
manipulation.
Yes,
you know,
it is.
You're
Manipulation.
I'm happy you've agreed.
It is.
I was about to say what's going on.
Yes,
I wasn't going to let you get away with it.
It is manipulation, but that's how you communicate. Effective has some form of manipulation.
See the 21st century women who've entered the room here.
Zero respect.
No respect for us. They just do what they want.
And so it's like looking at how submission doesn't take away autonomy, independence, agency, all of that, and still being able to have like coexist with your partner as equals. Yeah. I'm done.
You need to stop doing that. No, that's crazy. She makes a point. And she's like, what are you guys gonna say?
You know, it just makes you freeze, you know, all of a sudden.
No, but
because I'm not asking the questions, okay?
No, okay, you're good.
Welcome to, but
to be very honest, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you sharing your insights. You see, and you thought you were gonna be super controversial or crazy.
By the way, she was really, really shy to be like start talking. She was so scared to press record here. But you see, it's very easy. It's a conversation.
Chill. I had the time of my life. Yeah. When are we doing again?
Before the election.
The next one.
We can do a political one before the election.
Oh, I'll be so happy.
Give you predictions.
That's
not the one you want. You tell us which topic you want. That won't be a problem.
Maybe a Zambian history, since you like Zambian history.
I love Zambian history. I love the stuff that you do, the writing. I don't know where you find those books.
My dad's
you
library.
stand me.
I didn't say you.
This guy. Okay. Firstly, the podcast. I begged for 3 years to come here.
Yes.
Okay. 2.
The book.
This
week, I promise.
Just leave them to this conversation.
This week, I promise.
People can stinge knowledge.
Okay.
You get it this week, I promise.
Come.
I've been asking Ghost Lady for books for time, but that's why it goes.
I Ghost Lady, she's catching strays today. But Jan, no, Katongo, thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having me.
We'll definitely have you back.
Yeah, this topic was brilliant, by the way. I think
I had so much fun.
It was the one.
You know, you did well.
Thank you.
For you did well. A+.
Thank you. Guys, it was really fun meeting you all. See you soon. Shucks.
So we have
I'll be better on the next one, the mic.
Yeah.
It just takes some PR training.
That's all. It's very easy, actually.
So
we have a tradition that the guests we have
signs out, basically.
The outro.
That's one I can't.
No, it's super simple. It's super easy, actually. We'll actually give you the time.
You can say whatever it is you want to say. You know, catch me on the gram, wherever to fight. You don't have to do that.
Literally, because you're not catching.
I would actually love to hear you say that, though. Like, it would be super interesting.
You can say whatever it is you want to say, but at the end, you just have to say, "Scary hours. Turn the cameras off, please." That's it. That's the outro.
You can even practice now if you want.
Yeah.
Scary hours. Turn the camera off.
It's not even that deep, please. Where is pretend you're in a courtroom?
I'm also not. I'm very nervous in court as well.
Serious?
They told me, they're like, Miss Bwalya, you're making very good submissions, but like, don't speak like you're scared.
Yeah. But still get the job done.
I should get the job done. That's what matters.
Yeah.
Like, always deliver.
So do you remember?
Scary hours, turn the cameras off now.
Please.
Okay.
So just replace now for please.
Please, yeah. Scary hours, turn the camera. Scary hours, turn the camera off, please. Scary hours, turn the camera off. Cameras. Turn the cameras off, please.
Love it. So now,
So look.
now we're going to do it. This is live now.
Sure.
Imagine you're on ZNBC right now, BBC.
Look into that camera.
There's a red flashing light there. It's live.
Guys, it's been real. It's been lovely being here.
Katongo Bwalya from ZNBC.
You're childish.
Katongo Bwalya reporting live from the Scary Hours podcast. It's been lovely. To my sweet love, hi again. Scary.
Cutting.
It's really cutting in this love.
The Chilanga Milo shake. We'll do a live podcast and the Chilanga.
We will do it real.
We will not see them passing in front of us.
We just turn the camera in there.
As you can see, we're here live at Katongo.
Yeah, it's been real. Everybody in the background, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Scary Hours pod. Turn the cameras off, please.
Just cut it. It's Lusaka. It's Lusaka. Thank
Scary
you.
Hours, turn the camera off, please. Which one? It's not this one.
Is this one?
Shit.
Okay.
Again.
Do it again.
Okay.
Wait.
This one.
Again.
Cameras off, please.
Scary Hours, turn the cameras off, please.
Peace. You killed me.